Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time for my week 10 challenges guide, the last guide of season 8. That is just crazy to say. But basically, it's going to be featuring the location of the treasure map and the star after finding the treasure map, the locations of the flaming hoops that you have to like fire yourself through with a cannon, also the secret banner, and tips and tricks and secrets for the other challenges as well, to help you guys get them done as fast as you possibly can. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed today's video or find it helpful, be sure to use my supporter creator code TheLlamaSir. It helps me out so much. I appreciate it a ton and encourages me to make more of these guides. On top of that guys, be sure to hit that like button down below if you do find this guide helpful. That helps out a bunch as well. And also leave a comment of what level you guys are at. I think I'm at around like level 70, but I'm curious to see where you guys are at as well. Now without further ado here, let's first jump into it with the quick overview of the challenges we're going to be covering in today's video. These aren't in any particular order, but on top of that, we are going to be covering again the secret banner location, which isn't really part of the main challenges, but yeah. Then after that, getting into it with the challenges themselves, you have got eliminate opponents at tilted towers or the block. Also launch through flaming hoops with a cannon. Again, I'll show you the locations of a bunch of those and like which are the better ones to go after. Eliminate an opponent from closer than 5 meters away. Search the treasure map signpost found in Junk Junction plus the star location for the stage after that. Show you the exact locations of that stuff. Deal damage within 10 seconds of landing after using a volcano vent. Show you a good way to do that. Also harvest wood in a single match plus stages. Deal damage with a heavy assault rifle or an infantry rifle. And yeah, those are the challenges for this week. So let's go ahead and jump into it with the first challenge I want to cover in this video. And after this first one, then we'll get into it with like the secret banner and go from there. But basically the first one I want to cover is the deal damage within 10 seconds of landing after using a volcano vent. Again, a volcano vent is basically the geysers is what a lot of people call them as well. But those are the things that you can find around the map that shoot you up into the air. That's some pretty obvious stuff, but in case you were wondering or forgot what a volcano vent is, those are what they are. Now basically the best way to go about doing this is probably not in something like Team Rumble, simply because in Team Rumble, you know, you'd probably have to go to the opponent's side to even find an enemy, or get lucky with the circle forming around somewhere that has volcano vents. And obviously like the best place to find volcano vents is in the jungle biome or somewhere near there. I'm sure you guys know where a bunch of the locations of these are, but personally I would focus on going somewhere in the jungle because there's a ton of volcano vents there. On top of that, you also have to land and actually get some loot, but if you're doing something like solo, which is what I recommend for getting this challenge done, you can maybe go into like the volcano itself, get some loot from there, and then fly out of it, hit a volcano vent, and then try to find somebody running around, maybe at Lazy Lagoon or something like that, land and try to deal some damage. Again, I think you need to deal like around 100 damage if I'm remembering that correctly, which isn't really that much, so you should be able to get this one done pretty easily. Now after that, let's jump into it with the location of the secret banner, the one for the loading screen, the final loading screen of season 8, which again is so crazy to me. I can't wait for season 9, but it's crazy that season 8 went so fast. So yeah guys, the location of the secret banner, the loading screen has been floating around on Reddit and Twitter and stuff like that, and as you guys know, they like to hide a clue of like where the banner or the secret star is, and basically I'm pretty sure I know where it is. Now as always guys, real quick before we get into it with the location, if you are new to these types of challenges, the loading screen challenges with either the star or the secret banner, they switch back and forth. They're probably going to do the same thing for season 9, but we're going to have to wait and see. But with that being said, since it is the 10th loading screen challenge, you are going to have to complete 10 weeks of challenges total in order for this banner to even show up on the map. So you do have to go through it and make sure basically to unlock the 10th loading screen. If you don't have that 10th loading screen, this banner will not show up on the map and you will not be able to get it. So again, just complete like pretty much all of your weekly challenges, unlock that 10th loading screen, and this banner should show up on the map. Now as for the location of the banner, you basically want to go into any game mode, doesn't really matter, but go towards the center of the map where the loot lake event type stuff is happening. Now specifically the banner is right near here, and it's at either one of two spots because the loading screen is kind of confusing and I haven't quite gotten to this banner myself. Wanted to get this guide out to you guys as quickly as possible, but yeah, the clue in the loading screen was a little bit confusing. So it's either on top of this truck right here or maybe the one next to it, but probably this one with like the open back where you can actually go inside of it. So it's either on top of this truck or maybe inside of this truck, maybe on the one next to it, or instead it could be at this you know, dump truck over on this side as well, sort of at like the entrance to the dig site. So it could be somewhere around there. Now again, I'm not 100% sure quite yet which location of those two it's at. Now if for whatever reason the location changes, simply check the pinned comment down below. I will update you guys down there if indeed there are like weird changes to it for some reason. But yeah guys, after that let's move on to a challenge. This one's real quick and then we'll jump into it out with the Flaming Hoops challenge, and then after that, of course, got other challenges too. The treasure map signpost is coming up too. But this one, basically, it is the harvest wood plus stages, and I think the other stages are like the other materials. But basically, yeah, this seems to be like a harvesting materials type challenge, which is very, very easy because like the way I would recommend doing this is to probably not even try to do it. If you're just playing normally, you know, going for wins and stuff like that, you're probably going to end up farming a bunch of materials. So that's something to keep in mind. But on top of that, a very easy way to get this done super, super fast is to go into the end game mode and make sure you're on the heroes team and get Thor's axe. This thing is amazing for getting materials. Like you can just swing it and you get materials so fast with this. So I would actually recommend probably doing that overall. Keeping it going here, guys, let's talk about the challenge where you have to fire yourself out of a cannon through flaming hoops. So basically, I'm going to show you like the location of flaming hoops. I'm going to show you the location of 5 of them. I'm pretty sure you only need to do 3, but if you know of 5 of them, maybe you can, you know, choose which ones you want to go to. But basically with this one, it's very similar to like previous challenges where you have to go through flaming hoops. But this time you have to use a cannon, which is pretty difficult because you have to line it up, but I'll try to help you out the best I can here. So starting it out with the first location I want to show you, this one is right next to Lazy Lagoon, or actually it's like right above Lazy Lagoon. So basically I would recommend dropping towards these cannons right here on the side of the hill. And then once you get into the cannon on the corner, it's a little bit hard to line up, but you basically want to line it up around right here. So once you do that, you simply fire yourself out of the cannon, and if you line it up right, you should go right through the hoop. If you miss, you can also go to the other side, to the pirate camp near Lazy Lagoon, and try to come back the other way, but that way is a bit farther and a bit tougher. After that, you can then find your way over to the pirate camp that is close to Lazy Lagoon and close to the volcano. This one's pretty easy to get, so I do recommend going to this one. But basically, you want to simply pick up the cannon on the corner, and as you can see, the flaming hoop is over here. And again, as a reminder, this is Playground. It doesn't work in Playground, but it's a good way to show you guys how to do it. But you want to line it up around right here. Actually, probably a little bit higher. I went a little bit low, but as you can see, you know, if you line it up around in that general direction close to the trees in Dusty Divot, you should be able to fly right through that hoop. Now then, for a third one, I would recommend going over towards Pleasant Park. If you go to the pirate camp near there, this is a pretty easy one to get as well. You simply want to go towards the bottom, find a cannon down there, or move one off from the top. You don't want to go any lower than this because you won't be able to aim high enough to actually get through the hoop. So stop right here, line yourself up about, as you can see where my reticle is right there, and that should let you get through that hoop pretty easily. Now, one that is actually pretty close to that one is if you go over towards where the frozen lake is, the pirate camp over there. This is another one that's super easy to get because you can just, you know, move the cannon pretty close and you don't even really have to line it up. You just simply fire it towards that hoop and it's that easy. And then after that, guys, for the final one I want to show you, this one is sort of near Fatal Fields at that pirate camp. This one is a little bit tough to get, but if you go up towards this cannon right here and line it up about at the top of that tall mountain in the center of the map, it should be just about where you need it. So yeah, guys, those are the locations. Be sure to pick which ones you prefer, but there you go. Keeping it going here, let's cover the challenge where you have to get an elimination from closer than 5 meters. Now, this one is pretty easy overall, but I want to give you an idea of like some maybe better ways to go about doing it. Personally, though, I would just recommend playing normally because, you know, if you get into a build fight or something like that, you're probably going to end up, you know, getting an elimination from pretty close. And I think you actually need 2, if I'm remembering that correctly. However, if you want to just, you know, rush this challenge and get it done right away, I would definitely recommend Team Rumble because, you know, it's easy to glide close to people and you can also, you know, respawn and try multiple times. And then if you're wondering like how close 5 meters is, I would say try to aim for maybe like about a wall's length away. I think a wall is around 3 meters. I can't quite remember for sure, but I think it's around that distance. So just keep that in mind. That's probably the general distance you want to be away to get this challenge done. Keeping it going here though, you then have the treasure map challenge, which basically has 2 different stages and is pretty much very, very similar to the one that we had in week 8. So yeah, guys, but before we get into that, if you guys haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and turn on notifications because I post these guides every single week, and week 1 for season 9 is just around the corner, and you know I'll be covering that for you guys. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. But getting back into the challenge, yes, it does look like they're starting to bring back these treasure map type challenges maybe every other week, which I'm excited about. I love these. They're a lot of fun to do and figure out. But let's go ahead and jump into it with the exact location of both of these stages. The first stage where you have to find the map, and then the second stage where you actually go and find the battle star. So starting out here, it is specifically the search the treasure map signpost found in Junk Junction. So let's go ahead and go over to Junk Junction. I'm just showing you in Playground because it's easier to show you there. It doesn't work in Playground, but again, easier to show you guys. So once you go over there, there, you specifically want to go to this spot that I'm showing you on the map, and that spot is actually on the north side of Junk Junction, in between these, crushed cars and stuff like that. As you can see, it shows up right here, and there's no map on it because it's in playground. But yeah, just go up to that. That is the first stage done, easy peasy. Now, the map on it shows, basically, you don't even really need to see the map. It basically shows the fork knife, like, I don't even know what to call it, mine or something like that. But basically, you just want to go over towards Fatal Fields. Now, once you're at Fatal Fields, find this location right here, the thing that looks like a fork and a knife. And then you want to go to the corner of it, as you can see right here. If you get close enough, the star should show up right here. And again, if for whatever reason the location of this stuff changes, simply check the pinned comment down below. But I think that's fairly unlikely, so it should be pretty straightforward. So yeah, guys, that's the second stage and should finish this challenge up for you. But then we got two other challenges to talk about real quick to finish off the video. These are pretty easy overall, but I actually wanted to save them for the end because you could maybe actually do them together. The first one I want to talk about is the deal damage with a heavy assault rifle or an infantry rifle. Now, with that being said, obviously I would recommend doing the heavy assault rifle, but honestly you can just pick up whatever you find and get the damage done that way. But the heavy assault rifle is generally a bit easier to use for most people, so that's what I recommend there. However, you can then couple it with the other challenge I wanted to bring up in this video, which is to get eliminations at tilted towers or the block. If you're going for both of these challenges at the same time, obviously that saves you time going for damage and also getting eliminations, so knocking out two birds with one stone there. As for the game mode, I would recommend solo, simply because instead of like Team Rumble or something like that where you have teams on each side, it's kind of hard to glide across the map, or if like tilted towers is on your side of the map, other people would have to glide there, so it's kind of just makes it tough. However, with solo, people are always going tilted towers, and honestly I would just recommend tilted towers. It's going to be crazy, but I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee that there's going to be people there. So yeah, guys, overall should be pretty easy, but if you do both of those at the same time, should save you a bit of time. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more challenge guides coming up for season 9. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going over some fun update news about like huge lobbies and things, and then on the right, my week 9 challenges guide. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.